What is up, guys? It's Wednesday, May 21st. My name is Nick Parsons. This is the Betting Memo presented by Sports Memo. Starting in June, guys, I'm going to be producing this show 6 days a week. I'm going to give out as many free picks and client plays as I possibly can. I'm going to give out other valuable betting information, as well as feature some really hot handicappers over at Sports Memo. Guys, let's just get right into this one. It's time for Wednesday's featured package. Comes from Ben Burns. He has a 5% MLB best bet going. And guys, that's significant to note because Ben is 10-1 with his last 5% MLB picks. And that includes going 3-0 this season. Ben is Sports Memo's #1 overall handicapper for all of 2025, guys. So head on over to Sports Memo to check out his 5% MLB best bet. And guys, use the code MEMO50 when you do. This would be fantastic, guys, if you could help me out and help us out on this promotion. Use the code MEMO50 on checkout. That's all one word to get 50% off all daily pick packages. So Ben's 5% MLB best bet you can get for just $17.50, and that's a 10-1 run with 5% MLB best bets for just $17.50 using the code MEMO50 on checkout, guys. And gentlemen, I can see that Ben also has a free play up right now on the under 6.5 goals in the Oilers and Stars Game 1 Western Conference Finals matchup tonight. You can see his reasoning for this pick on his homepage. You can check out the rest of his records and, of course, his big 5% MLB best bet, which you can get for 50% off using code MEMO50 at checkout. That code is good, guys, throughout the entire month of May. One of the great things about all of the handicappers at Sports Memo and over at WagerTalk is that there's always full transparency. We're not hiding anything. We're not running away from losses, and we're accountable for our losses, and we work really hard for our victories. We went 1-1 with our show picks yesterday. Steve Seagrave, he nailed his big play on the over 11.5 rebounds and assists for Anthony Edwards. He didn't have his best game, but Edwards still got the job done there. And then I came up short with my play on the Hurricanes on the puck line option. That would have paid plus 200, but they ended up losing outright 5-2. But the key to being successful in the playoffs is making adjustments from game to game. That's for everyone involved, the players that we're actually betting on, but also us making the wagers as sports bettors. And so overall, guys, I am having my best overall NHL season of all time. You can go check the leaderboards at Sports Memo. But I'm not playing the NHL on Wednesday, though. Instead, I'm going to put my focus onto Major League Baseball, guys. And so with that in mind, it's time for my... So for Wednesday, guys, my client play, I'm looking at the Padres and Blue Jays. They're playing the second game of a 3-game series. This is a client play, guys. After the Jays' 3-0 series opening win last night, I'm expecting much more of a slugfest here on Wednesday, and I'll be suggesting a play on the over in this one. Now, both teams, they've been struggling at the plate of late, but I think we're going to see some runs for a couple of different reasons. With the loss, San Diego drops to 27-19 overall and 11-11 on the road. And the Padres have also lost 4 in a row. And the main reason, it's been a combination of poor pitching and anemic production at the plate. Over the 4-game losing streak, they've managed just 3 runs. But the Padres, they do get a chance for redemption here, guys. They're facing Toronto's Kevin Gausman. He's 3-4 with a 4.59 ERA. He was just shelled for 6 runs off 10 hits over 5.2 innings in a loss to the Rays, though, in his last outing. And he does have some decent numbers, like a 46-12 strikeout to walk ratio. But over his last 2 starts, he's given up a combined 9 runs. The Padres, they're countering with Randy Vasquez. He's 3-3 with a 3.45 ERA. And he's coming off a victory over the Angels on Wednesday, allowing just 1 run over 6 innings. He does have decent numbers over his last 2 outings, posting a 10-2 strikeout to walk ratio. But previous to that, he had a 13-24 strikeout to walk ratio over his previous 7 starts. With Yu Darvish expected to return to the lineup shortly, Vasquez will not be in the starting rotation that much longer. Either way, I do think he's going to have issues here in Toronto. Vasquez has been good at home and struggled on the road this year. He's just 2-2 with a 4.86 ERA away from friendly confines. San Diego, it's seen the total go under in 5 straight. Toronto has seen the total go under in 4 straight. But guys, I say the conditions are now correct for a much more high-scoring game, and so I'm going to be suggesting a play on the over 8.5 runs in San Diego and Toronto on Wednesday night. Hey guys, the best way to support us at Sports Memo and at WagerTalk, it's super simple. All you have to do is like, share, subscribe, make comments. All of those things help with the algorithm, and it allows us to continue to put out this content for you guys. So one of the great features about Sports Memo are the leaderboards. Full transparency. You can check up every single day who's hot and in what sport. They are dynamic, and so they're getting updated throughout the day. Let's quickly review who the hottest handicappers on the site are at this exact moment. Abby Sports Picks has once again caught fire with all of his plays. He's leading the way over the last 3 days and the last 30 days. Abby Sports Picks is all over the leaderboards, guys, in every sport, but especially leading the charge in Major League Baseball, leading the site over the last 3, the last 7, and the last 30 days. The NBA board sees LC Sports leading over the last 7 and the last 30 days, but both Ben Burns and Abby Sports Picks are right behind him. The NHL Playoffs right now is being led by Rob Vincelletti over the last 7 and the last 30 days. Now, guys, Rob is our $2 Thursday capper. Go check out his $2 Thursday play over at Sports Memo tomorrow. The WNBA has just started, but Rob Vincelletti is also leading the board as well, going a perfect 4-0 so far. One of the handicappers that I didn't mention was the Insiders Room crew. They're having a great overall NBA season, and they've also gotten out to a hot start to their 2025 MLB campaign. Guys, the Insiders Room is So the Insiders Room, they sort of take a quality over quantity approach. You can go check them out over at Sports Memo right now, guys. They're our featured capper today, and they have a big MLB total going. They're on a 22-10 NBA playoff run, but they're also on a solid 28-17. That's 63% with all of their baseball picks this year. So yeah, head on over to Sports Memo, check out their top MLB total, which tests their 63% start. And remember, use that code MEMO50 on checkout, guys, to get the 50% off. This is the deal we're pushing this month. If you're planning on taking advantage of any of the picks that I talked to you about today, please use the code MEMO50 on checkout, guys. You get 50% off all daily pick packages throughout the month of May. Free picks, client picks. Guys, I know what you really want. Let's keep the ball rolling. It's time for... Today's featured free play comes from Steve Seagrave again, guys. Steve is an absolute beast with these NBA player props. He's coming off a winner last night. He suggested a play on the over 11.5 rebounds and assists by Anthony Edwards, and he got the winner there just barely, but Edwards did deliver. And so Steve is suggesting a play on the over 17.5 points plus assists for Andrew Nembhard tonight at -114 in the NBA playoffs. And so Steve goes on to say that Nembhard has really stepped up in the playoffs during the past 2 seasons, and he's covered this line in 7 of his last 10 games while averaging 20.6 points and assists per game. All 3 of his misses came in games decided by 16 points or more, and we should see a competitive game tonight with a spread set at -4.5. In last year's playoff series, the Pacers utilized Nembhard as the primary defender for Jalen Brunson, and he should be able to create his own offense and expose the Knicks on the other side of the court. The Knicks will run a similar defense to the Cleveland Cavaliers, where they sell out on shutting down Tyrese Halliburton, and that will set up Nembhard to be the primary facilitator. Look for Rick Carlisle to target Brunson's defense with Nembhard in isolation and pick and roll sets. Nembhard has taken advantage of the opposition, focusing on Halliburton, Turner, and Siakam, as 46% of his field goals have been deemed wide open during the postseason, and we should expect the same during this series. And so, yeah, guys, off yesterday's player prop victory, Steve is suggesting a play on the over 17.5 points and assists for Andrew Nembhard on Wednesday night in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. At the end of each show, we're going to look at some other valuable and interesting betting information. Guys, it's time for... So guys, in the streakers portion of the show, I'm going to look at various different interesting betting situations. And for me, that means looking at lopsided trends, also lopsided winning and losing streaks. I'm a situational capper for the most part, as I've mentioned a few times already. I'm looking at scheduling, revenge factors, lopsided trends, and numbers. And so actually yesterday's show was a really good example, guys, here. The game that teams that I was looking at was the Diamondbacks and Dodgers. LA had lost 4 in a row, and it had also seen the total go over in 3 straight. I didn't see any value betting the Dodgers. They did end up winning a low-scoring battle. And I did say that I really liked the under. I thought that there was value on the under there. So there you go, guys. It pays to pay attention to these types of streaks and runs. And so for Wednesday's streakers, the streaker that I'm looking at here, we're going to head back to the ballpark. I have my eyes on a couple of different streakers. And so we can discuss this on tomorrow's show. Now, these are very small sample sizes as far as streaks, but they're definitely worth paying attention to moving forward. The game that I'm looking at is Kansas City and San Francisco. They're playing the 3rd game of a 3-game interleague series. The first 2 games have gone under the number, and they've split those contests. And now both teams come into this final game having seen the total go under in 4 straight. And so I'm thinking that there's value on the over in this rubber match here on Wednesday afternoon, guys. But what do you guys think? Please let me know down in the comments. Do you think that these pitchers are set for another duel, or do you guys think that they're going to get lit up here? Guys, this is the end of the betting memo for Wednesday, May 21st. Free picks, client plays, valuable betting information. That's what this show is all about, guys. On your way out the door, I'm going to ask you one more time, super simple things to do. Please hit like, please share this video, please subscribe to the channel, please hit the bell icon, please leave some comments. Thanks a lot, guys. See you in tomorrow's show. Take care and good luck.